Vroom, 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 vroom. Honk, honk. Get in, losers. We're going struggling. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hello, friends, and welcome to another ride in the Strugglebus, where every wheel is an empty triangle. We've got something completely different for you today. So I have a lesson with my teacher, and one of my students had recommended recording one of these, one of these sessions and posting it just to kind of give you guys an example of what my lessons look like. Right? You guys have seen plenty of lessons that I give and how I go about the game, but how about for when I'm actually studying and what my teacher shows me? So that is what we have today. So two things. One, it's going to be long. It's over an hour. I'm not going to trim it down. It's probably going to be mostly unedited. Second thing, Chris's audio isn't fantastic because he focuses on teaching and not necessarily having, dedicated audio equipment, and that is fine because he's not the one making these videos. So anyway, going into this, so what I've been doing, and this is something I do when I teach as well. How I like doing teaching games, instead of the typical we play a game and then we go through the game and then I find a good stopping point, we go to the beginning, we go over everything. What I do is I like having a more interactive teaching game where when a teachable moment comes up, typically when the student makes a mistake, I show the punishment and then go, okay, so something bad happened here, right? You can see the outcome isn't good. Let's go over what happens to get there. And then we rewind the game 10 moves or whatever. And now that they have new information, they can make a better choice with a plan or whatnot. So we're doing that with a teaching game today, right? So whenever it's clear that a mistake has happened, we rewind it. Chris goes over it with me. And then the other thing is I wanted to Chris is he's a big fan of the dragon enclosure. And if you haven't seen that, you'll see what it is. But it's a 5/3 and a 3/6 stone, I believe. Very interesting enclosure. I wanted to get some more information on that. Been looking for maybe a different opening to try. I've been doing mini Chinese for couple of years now as Black, and so I wanted to try something different. I know that Chris is a big fan of this, and so I had asked him to do that as well. So those are the two things that we focus on in this. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy it. If not, that's fine. I'll be back to my normal videos after this one, but I wanted to share this one a little bit. So let's go get some learning on. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at that dragon enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said you'll often do it like you'll play it's not the 2/3. You'll play the 3/3. Black will go get the enclosure, and then it starts with the 5/3.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Black just goes and extends the so a typical approach could be at A, but we're going to take a look at the dragon enclosure at B. So yeah, so let's start here. We can just start playing, right? And then when things go awry, we can talk about what that enclosure is meant to do. But yeah, actually, it's really interesting. I really like this because already as Black, I'm confused because I don't know how to deal with that top left. Right? It's like if you play in there, you're already pincered, which is I feel like kind of the intent of that shape. And so it's that or go approach the 3/3, which kind of seems meh, honestly. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go approach the 3/3. This is likely what I would do because I don't really know what's going up top left, and so this would be kind of a wait and see how the game develops to get a better idea of how to enclose that or not enclose that, but to approach that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I feel like I have to do something with it now. Honestly, I feel like, right? So yeah, it's interesting. So I feel like if I attach at D17, I feel like the natural response there would be D16. But maybe that over concentrates you a little, and D18 would be the response. I feel like if I play D16, you're just going to play D17, right? Because I'm already pincered, so you'll gladly take the corner and leave me with an awkward group. If I play C16, you're going to play D15 probably and just happily surround. Let's see what this does.
It's an interesting try for sure. Mm-hmm.
This sucks already. God. Yeah, this is why I want to learn this. And it gets you good. I imagine most results are going to get you good influence, and I like playing with influence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez, it's already terrible shape, Chris. It's already terrible. So, well, I can do this because we've got the ladder. Yeah, this seems not great. Jeez, I already lose stones. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Shall we go back?
Yeah, let's go back because this is already no bueno. So so I guess now we can just segue into let's talk about this enclosure a little bit.
So the corner is a trap. It looks big and scary.
Right.
9 times out of 10, most strong players are just going to give the corner to white.
Okay.
When you come into the corner, you're already at a 3-to-1 disadvantage when white
Yeah.
gets the next. So it's like the best you could even really hope for in terms of a normal result is playing here, and then it just transposes to the case where white approached you Tanuki'd, white pincered you Tanuki'd, and white gets the next move. Only every other stone is already accounted for, right?
Yeah.
Like the two Tanukis have to be in a corner somewhere, like Q3, Q6, but those are just opening moves. So you don't really want to come in. The most standard tries against the dragon enclosure at the highest level are usually A, maybe something around B, C, D, E,
Okay.
or just a 3-3 directly. So it's one of these six typically. And there is a variation for just about whatever result you're trying to force as white if they come in the corner.
Okay.
The dragon itself is about the influence. It cares about this.
Right.
It does not really care about the corner. If it turns into a big corner, they're not unhappy.
Right. Because it looks pretty efficient if that's what you end up with.
Right. It's like if the game goes wide enough, right? Like let's just imagine for a second, like it's a stable group, and then the last big point is protecting the corner. White will jump and protect the corner. Turning many of the C17 variations that are decent for black into co. But with that being said, it's very flexible. You can do pretty much anything. And that's why even at the very beginning of the game, sometimes you might approach here as a probe first. And if black doesn't immediately come and try to break the dragon, let's say they just back off normal, you might take the dragon after the fact. And then it's even more awkward because do they really want to play on the top when you're representing such a large range of influence and thickness with this enclosure? It makes attacking this A stone questionable. Not that black can't do it, but what's the good way to do it? Because white's influence, if it gets to build something like, let's say, for example, black comes back like this and white gets to jump, if it gets to build something dynamic, it's happy. Because when you invade the corner, just like you said, it's going to turn into this kind of case. It's like, can you live? Sure.
Right.
You're not going to die, but I'm also not unhappy with this result.
Right. Look at how fantastic that influence is.
Right, and it can build both sides well. The 3-3 in tandem with it is useful because it makes approaching on the left side awkward. And also because it's farther than the star point, it has the same relationship between these two white stones as the white stone has to the black stone on the top side in terms of spacing.
Okay.
So it's a really good, tricky, flexible formation, really tough for the opponent to know what exactly it is you're going to do. You could go one way, you could go another. You
Yep.
could take influence, you could get a big corner.
So
Really, your opponent against it should play their own game.
yeah. So when you pair it with the 3-3, is that just to make it awkward, like both sides awkward, or are you trying to balance the territory and influence?
It plays well with white's strength, which is that white is naturally a more reactive player, and the 3-3 is a really good move for reactive style play.
Okay.
There's not a good approach to the 3-3.
Right.
And if you do, white can react in a multitude of different ways. White has the choice. But in some capacity, it simplifies the game. Because if you know once you play the 3-3, the bottom left, on the bottom and the left side are not really interesting anymore, you've just simplified a quarter of the board. Now, when your opponent plays somewhere, you're only focused on doing one thing at a time. It's very hard to get overwhelmed when you're playing reactive. Black has to come up with a strategy to use his initiative, and you're playing with killing your initiative from the get-go.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
If I was using it with black, I would pair it with something a little bit more interesting most of the time. I'd pair it with a 3-4 or a star point or a 6-4 or a 5-4, right? Like I'd pair it with something else. But with white, the 3-3 is just really, really good because black doesn't want to play in the bottom left corner. There's only two corners left black can play in.
Yep.
His own or yours. So, right? And if he plays on the bottom, you just take the even result and move on. You got the cash. You're fine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the theory.
Interesting. Okay, so let's go back to before disaster struck, and we are here, and we're back to moving. Okay, so we'll just do something like this then. We'll go the other way. See, because I still think, yeah, I think that corner you just kind of let it chill and see how the game develops, and then come up with your plan there.
For sure.
Okay, let's go do this.
Oh.
So dynamic. So dynamic. I mean, it's interesting. I like this, right? Because if I jump into C17 now, you happily take the outside, which is going to work well with the stones that you just placed. And if I do something like G7, which is, move I'm considering, you can then just go, okay, that's fine. I'll just go take the corner now that I've got L16.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool. I still like this move. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a different play style than I would typically be doing, but I do like what it does. Do those three? So there are probably co-variations left. I of course don't know them. But okay.
Locally, I can kill any 3/3 invasion you play now. If that was what you were wondering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's like I had the honey had a 3, right? So you can double honey. Oh. That's some pretty terrible overconcentration there. Ooh.
Oh.
The hell's that? What are you doing? What are you doing to me, Chris?
I don't know. Resistant, find out.
Yeah, seriously.
You just gave me a lot of influence at G6, right? You
Yeah.
think I want to let you get free stuff on the outside for no reason?
Well, but you get the corner.
I don't give a shit about the corner.
You get the corner, Chris.
I don't give a fuck about that corner.
Well, maybe you should.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, let's go back to what happened over here, because boy, do I hate this result. Um, so I guess this just wasn't safe at all.
It was a bit thin.
Okay?
So part of it was maybe you didn't understand this move. Whoops. The reason that white extends and makes that exchange is because white would prefer to have 4 liberties than 3.
Yes.
Which means that if black ever comes back and bumps, I can still peep you and get this and still have enough liberties that I can escape.
Okay.
If I need to like sacrifice the group from the center somehow, like you can imagine, for example, like this, or threaten something from the middle, right? If I'm building like outward to link up the two stones, but I still got value. I got points from G2. I get whatever this G8 is in the center type idea, right? Even if the two stones don't produce anything on their own, the sacrifice has kept black low on the third line.
Yep.
And it's going to force black to swallow them if black wants to build that territory any higher to the center, which is usually not profitable for black. So it's kind of a poison pill exchange to be able to get these. But it's guaranteeing that I'm getting a future forcing option. And the black shape is quite thin.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you played a sort of another thin shape on top of that. So whenever there's this much thinness, we should always suspect that there's a weakness present. Right, even this one should be an easy enough to see weakness.
Yeah.
Right, it would just transpose into what would happen from here anyway. So if you wanted to play from that side, you could think about jumping.
Okay.
Probably blocking was correct.
Hmm.
Or if not block, you could consider to jump down, for example.
Okay.
Either way, you shouldn't really be beholden to the two stones that much.
Yeah. Yep.
But this series of exchanges that happens on the bottom, I think it's just too much to double Hane, right?
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Because unless you're going to cut here and play this cut and just sort of allow this to happen.
Yeah.
Because white can get the two stones, which is okay profit for white. It's reasonable. But black gets to get the whole outside,
Yeah,
right?
This is much cleaner. This is being consistent with, I guess, what we were looking to do there. Because I knew the D2, the D4, D5 stones. Like those weren't. I wasn't married to them. Which is why, like, yeah. But I did that, like, and then I realized I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'd be way over concentrated to play.
This is an okay way to defend it, though. White can't easily cut because of the snapback.
Oh, interesting. That's a cute one.
Uh-huh. All right, so like once it gets to this point, white can play Atari, but at that point you've already defended in Sunday.
That's cool.
So at this point you can at this point you'll play here, and then white will probably Tanuki.
Yeah. That's a really cool move.
There's a number of moves, but yeah,
that's a really cool move. I like that. Okay. Okay. So now we are here.
I don't know if you want to continue from this spot, thank you, or if you want to try to go back and do something else, or
yeah, let's go back. And when you play here, yeah, actually I like this, right? You played here, and then we did this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that's not, I guess that's not the order. Oh, you played up top.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't white connect here?
Because now when black connects, I can't stop you from connecting with A or B. So you're forced to be connected, and then my group is now a heavy empty triangle in the center.
Okay, because you see the Tsuji. Understood. Okay. So we did this, and
even if I don't see the Tsuji, right? You can still see if white defends here, you can just play this one and net it.
Yeah, but it seems so overconcentrated. Oh, but we still have the cutting stones. Okay.
Yeah, so like now white is sort of heavy. White has to worry, like this is actually becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like white does not want a burden in black center. White wants black to have a burden in white center.
Right. And this is different than it was different than in the game, because here we weren't cut. So it's like saving the 4 stones didn't matter too much. So okay, so let's so this was the game. I had played here. Let's pretend that I did this, and we can continue from here. Okay. And would white actually fill the ko, or would white just leave that ko? I guess you can. I guess your move will tell me if white would do it or not. Okay. So Moyo v Moyo. As you know, I am not too good at Moyo v Moyo. Not my. It is not my playstyle.
It is a big counting exercise.
Yeah.
And a lot of clicking.
It's just like I almost. For me, it's like it's less counting and more feel. This feels even-ish, right? You know, if I'm playing against somebody of my own rank rather.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, I feel like it's like the first person to blink kind of loses.
A little bit sometimes, or wins,
Yeah.
Depends. It depends.
Yeah. Okay, let's do some fighting stuff.
Fighting stuff.
Because I know you're not gonna just let me off easy.
Mm.
I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna have to do something like this first. Look, I know against you this is not going to work. Um, but this is I would absolutely take this cut. It feels like a good cut, no? Else. Mm.
I'm trying not to spoil too much until the review session.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
In case any of your students are One Piece fans,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the peep. Unexpectable.
I am just gonna take it. Right. Doge. I should have read this beforehand, right? I can't. The peep doesn't actually work. The peep doesn't actually work. I, for one, am shocked that you were able to outfight me there. I thought for sure that I was going to get you. Thought for sure I was gonna get you, Chris.
About that, you. I feel like the guy in the one commercial, the one insurance commercial with the dollar on the fishing line.
Oh, he almost got it. Almost got it. Oh God, and now you've just got great strength in the center. Am I really going to capture 2 stones in Gote?
I don't know.
I don't think.
Are you?
No, I'm not going to. I'm gonna. Okay, let's go. Let's go back. Okay, so I just asked for too much with this cut, then, huh?
I think you had to ask for a little more, actually.
Okay, but
you're playing for Sabaki. So Sabaki means you need to sacrifice stones for the greater good.
Yes.
You need to be less old age Albus Dumbledore and more prime Grindelwald. Because in this case it's tricky for White. White has to, by keeping like this intricate dance with liberties, like you can lose any of these stones here.
Right.
Fine.
Right.
So your goal should not be connecting your cutting points and making your shape heavy. Your goal should be leaving your cutting points and letting your opponent play them later so that you can sacrifice part of the cut to get a better group, for example.
Yep.
Right? So you don't want to fix the weaknesses. You need the weaknesses to do what it is that you're trying to do.
Okay.
If White extends with the strongest answer, then this is where you start. This is where you start firing off probes left and right. You can do things like this. You can do things like this attachment, but you keep attaching to shapes that are cuttable. Knight's moves, one space jumps that are next to Knight's moves.
Yep.
You know, and you look for ways to trade off stones on a small scale while your opponent is naturally pushing you away from their influence.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
Like if you can do this, I mean, White's maybe a little better. Black did lose the 2 stones in a lot of the top territory, but
sure,
probably the lead isn't better than Comey. It's still a very playable game, right?
Yeah.
So with something like that, I think you actually needed to ask for more.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, think about it this way, right? You were already playing a shape you knew was cuttable.
Yes.
You only do that because you're sacrificing something, but then you forgot the sacrificing part.
Well, here I was looking at it as sacrificing H14. Right, like obviously I have sacrificed H14.
Yeah, but then you decided you were going to sacrifice.
Yeah, well, yes. This was the overplay, but like right here, even if I guess if I don't play F14, if I just leave it here,
but I think this exchange is already bad for you.
It is, yeah.
Because now you're heavy. Now at any point, if I connect at C, I have a real attack against the whole thing. Right? So you're already sort of out of the spirit of Sabaki. You're trying to create a group that's trying to stay put, solid with a living shape here. Mm-hmm. Can you do it? Maybe. It's going to be painful. Sabaki is a much better application because you want to be moving. The goal is not just to live. The goal is to live and retain Sente.
Right.
You need both. Right? Living in a way where you're going to be stuck in Gote is not the play here. And being in a situation where you're only half safe in the attempt of trying to take Sente means you owe me something. And that's also not where you want to be here.
Yep.
Right? So I think this is really where it starts to go south. This AP exchange is culprit.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess, yeah, J13 I'm still having a little bit of trouble. Because it gives us forcing moves later.
Right. Okay. This is all Sabaki. You're cutting me and you're letting me cut you.
Yep.
Because you're trying to throw away things that aren't important to get something that is later.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go from here, because I like that. Sounds like you're communicating with dolphins over there.
I'm tapping a beat onto the desk while I'm reading.
That's fair.
Is the rhythm actually like audible on Discord?
Yeah. Microphones, man, they pick up on stuff.
Well, Discord's noise suppression is supposed to cancel it, I thought. I'm just tapping on the desk.
I actually need a new mic.
You're on my phone.
I actually
So
need a new microphone stands because it picks up everything. Okay. I feel like I need something here. Sure.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay. I mean,
little benefits.
Yeah.
What I'm referring to is the fact that your A move may be redundant.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you've made A the head position of the group now, whereas B used to be. If that was the case, you should have jumped here, because then now there's your difference, right?
Okay, yeah.
When the head position is already so far away out of danger and you can sacrifice any part of the tail, it was better for you to get to this point, right? And then at no point in the Tawari are you ever playing this one.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
That's true, right? Like I played D9 to get the base. And that and so I still have the base, right? Like if you try to split with something like G9, I can just go play like C8 and be done with it. Or
well,
not necessarily.
Also, a move like H9 is all about movement center. It's not even about having a base.
Yeah.
You make a base when you want to stay still and have a strong position to fight with. Is that the purpose of the left side group?
No.
No. The purpose is just to live and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep.
That's what A is doing, but that is not what B is doing.
Yep.
B is the move that holds A back.
It anchors it, pulls it. It's like, hey, you're moving that way. It's a good direction, but I am pulling you in another direction. Okay. Well, here, I feel like I would cap.
Caparoni is a reasonable move.
Yep.
Caparoni is a reasonable move. Do 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 do. May I come into your corner?
No. No snowman.
How dare you sit there and tell me no? Yeah.
Man,
and now the game is now the game is pretty much framed out for endgame.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it already feels like we're in endgame. Already feels like
we're not playing, but it's framed out. You can usually count and get an assessment of who's winning.
Yeah.
White should be up by about 10. But that count is important for the decisions you make regarding the rest of this game.
Yeah.
Because once you start transitioning to endgame, counting accurately become very important. A lot of your positional judgment in the second half of the middle game and beginning of the end game are a derivative of counting.
Yeah.
He smelled blood in the water. He said, I can kill it. Can you kill it? Can you prove that you can kill it, Gabe?
I can try. Or die trying.
I like the second option.
Sure you do. I'm sure you do. There. So I lose that liberty race. So that's cool. Why do you do such hurtful things to me, Chris?
Because you pay me to do them to you, Gabe.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That man, taken out of context. Taken out of context. I didn't know that was the arrangement we had here, Chris. But okay.
I mean, I did it professionally for 4 years.
Okay, that's oh god, I lose all the liberty races. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, but I think this works. I think this works.
Oh, it's going to strike back with the Atari. Yes, Lord Vader, let the anger flow through you. Impossible decision.
No, always take the code.
Which one will he play? There's a lot at stake in this dead man game.
Oh god, Chris. Why do you do this to me? I know. Again, we already know the answer. We've already gone this.
I was about to say. I mean, you literally pay me for it. What's the right way to do this? What was the right order for the tomfoolery I'm thinking of? You didn't want to go out one more time?
I didn't.
Oh, darn.
Fuck, I'm dead. I'm sitting there, it's like, I'm like, he can Atari my stone, and it doesn't matter. Oh no, I'm not.
You can play it too.
Oh god.
You can cut painfully on the second line.
Yeah, I can cut painfully on the second line. Oh man.
That was a misclick. There we go.
Yeah. Now you're claiming misclicks on me.
I could have played the other one. Would you prefer I play the other one?
No,
I can do the other
no,
one.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Um, let's go over the game.
Yeah.
This is a rough outcome here.
Have you had enough
I
pain
have.
yet?
This was really fun though. Let's go. Let's take a look at the game.
Sure. Mm. Where? How far back do we want to go?
That's a good question. Let me go back. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Whee! Mm.
Here. Okay, cleaner shape.
White can attach in Hane, but you can block it.
Yep.
Now you don't have the Aji in the corner. And this one I'm compelled to push and then jump, because now if you ever try to attack severely, I always have this kind of thing in my back pocket.
Yep. Okay, so S3. So is that simply because you see all the weaknesses? Because clearly I'm not. There's so much space between H9 and P7 or P8 rather. That you'll know you'll be able to turn that Aji into something, or because like I looked at S3, I was like, oh, that doesn't work because I can just ladder it into my stones and we're done. But obviously, like,
well, you missed the combination of making the shape that can live and then starting the ko, right?
yeah.
So for me, it keeps everything flexible, because if I win the ko, I win the game. If I live on the right side and I break into the center, I win the game.
Yes.
This is why I said it's important to count.
Okay.
When you're going into this transition of the late mid game to end game, counting tells you what you need to win.
Right.
I'm already 10 points ahead. I don't need anything to win. I'm winning.
Okay.
So at that point, it's what is the way that black is going to make enough to beat me? Black has to get everything in the center, the bottom right, and the right side to win this game.
Yep.
If I can handle reducing it sufficiently, then you're not going to have enough points, right?
Right.
But I'm conscientious of the fact that you've got a forcing move around A, which can build this little box in the center.
Yep.
Right? I'm conscientious of the fact that there's some value here. I'm conscientious of the fact that I might even lose in the ko. But if I can achieve life and a breakthrough, or I can achieve life, or I can achieve life and breaking in here, the points you have are not sufficient.
Right.
So that's what I'm playing for.
Okay.
Right? I could just say, if I'm counting super accurate, I could say, okay, just living is enough.
Okay.
Play
Yeah.
this one, let you get your for free, let you play your knight's move, and then do this, start the ko fight, push this one, block here, this one, capture, extend, Hane, right? Do all this stuff now and say, okay, I've got the life, I've got the thick shape on the right. This is my target domain.
Okay, so all the cuts there, yeah.
Don't actually care about the ko, don't actually care about the bottom right group, just care about breaking the knight's moves.
Okay.
The ko is simply the vehicle that I'm using.
Right.
Right. So at that point, it was all just counting.
Okay.
Just keeping an idea of what was needed to win from black's perspective, and then playing as white to remove that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Black probably needed to do something.
Just to get more strength
Right.
in the center, right? Because white lives pretty easily here, no?
Potentially, white can. It's only 7 wide.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Or you could try doing it starting from here.
Yep.
If Hane, you can Hane on the second line. And then you've got different squeezes available from the center as an example.
Interesting.
Or you can play like this one. You can do a lot by pressing the right side down, but you have to go after the right.
Okay.
I think it's too soft to play something like this and hope that the center is enough.
Okay. Yep.
If you haven't actually counted that it's enough, then this kind of move is often losing points more than gaining points.
Okay. That makes sense.
Also, the shape is, again, very thin.
Yes.
If I was going to play something there, I might consider a knight's move instead. Something that's going to be harder for white to combine with this looming threat of the ko that white has. Right? Or I might even consider, if I'm black, preemptively trying to take the ko. Seeing if there's a timing I can get that. Although the endgame on the left side is not really big enough. Right? So it's hard to find.
As black, would you try to turn the ko into something bigger? Where, like, so say black can find a way to win the ko. Would you just fill, or would you play e4 to turn it into a bigger ko?
If you're already winning, you fill.
You're right. Okay.
If you still haven't caught up enough, then you have to cut and make the ko bigger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So again, it's all decided based on the score of the game. After the D9 mistake, we'll go back to D9. We'll call that a mistake.
Yep.
The lead kind of grows a bit for white because this is effectively a pass move. It's a move that doesn't have a follow up.
Yeah.
It doesn't contribute to your center potential. It doesn't contribute to moving the game plan forward. It just says, I'm going to take a base piece.
Yep.
You know, like if that was the case, you could have just played Atari and then tried to cut here or something. If white Atari'd like that, then you would have been able to get those kinds of forcing moves, and you can live quite easily from here. Like, it's not really going to be an easy way for white to kill you.
Right.
If living was the only objective. But living is not the only objective. Getting out to the center was, and black needed to get to the center. I mean, realistically, I'm not really sure white can easily trap you in the center or threaten to kill you at this point.
Right.
White doesn't really have anything here to intercept you.
Right.
So now might be a good timing for black to look at this and say, oh, maybe I should take my sente now.
Yep.
And get here before white has a chance to invade you.
Makes sense.
Because where is the point of attack white in the shape?
E12, but again, we don't care. Like, we can sacrifice the D14, C13 stones. Like, that's fine. So.
Right, exactly. Like, if white tried to attack from that peep, you said peep E12, right?
Yeah, you just connect.
I mean, you could have.
Yeah, you just
and then you don't really care about the stone.
Yeah, you just let the cut happen and whatever.
All right, because that's too much. And if white turns, you can still just.
I completely missed. Yeah, okay, so that's nonsense. For whatever reason, I wasn't looking at F14 as the Atari because we played J13 there, right? So we've got these nice little forcing moves. So white would probably just have to cut, and then we just Atari and push, and we would probably.
So white could think about the cut.
We probably
and you could do what you said, Atari and push. That would be fine.
Yep.
You could even ignore the cut and just go here. Because this is, again, just asking questions.
Right.
Right? If white's going to take time to answer in the center, something like this, you're going to steal white's corner quite easily.
Right. And if nothing else, E18, like, it's sente, right? And if we weren't intending on invading anyway, we don't lose anything. So.
True. Okay. True. That is true.
Yep.
And if white answers, let's say white pulls back to stop that move. Let me get there. White pulls back to stop. You can play this and threaten to live in the corner. White can Hane to prevent life. This would be standard operation. But now you can think about a myriad of other ideas. You have things like this attachment, things like this Atari, things like this type of shape. Things like the clamp in the corner, right? The Atari here. Then all of a sudden you've got things like one space jump or knight's move. And Look at how quickly it's starting to look like black has enough room to fill up.
Yeah, yeah. Because we even still have F-15. We've got the secondary Atari.
Right.
So
So
okay.
even with that in your back pocket, you could just return here to the center and push.
Yeah.
Because none of these exchanges interfere with the Aji that you have on the top side.
Right.
Right. And it's compelling enough that white's probably going to answer it all the way down.
That's
right.
wild. Yeah,
And
I like it.
then once that happens, you can just strike up on the top and live. And then at that point, I think the game stays relatively simple, like relatively even.
Yep.
But importantly, you got sort of the last big placement.
Right. And that's what you were saying. Like you were saying, like the important goal here with the Sabaki is live in Sente. Get in, get out. And yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
think like this,
go ahead.
like this, you probably have a fairly even game. Whatever the Sabaki on the top is going to look like, it will likely involve these ideas sort of coming together to create that sort of framework of a living group.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play around with the dragon enclosure. It looks really cool, and I've been playing mini Chinese for so long now. That's time to try something else. So I'm gonna start playing.
Your opponents are gonna try to stop it a lot of the time. You'll see A, B, and C a lot.
Okay, makes sense.
And I'll sort of run you through how to play when they do that.
Okay.
A is very easy. You just take the coin.
Yes.
And then down.
Yeah.
If they block again, you should play this diagonal. If you do not play this diagonal, this cut is painful because you have to come back and live. If you believe you are above the law and that living is beneath you because you believe you're alive already, you are dead. So we do not allow that to happen.
Okay.
When they block, diagonal.
Okay.
A lot of times they'll play this one. When that one happens, you have Sente.
Yep.
So outside liberty is very important. If they play this one, you play Taisha.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. You know the Taisha.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Yep. Because
right,
there it's like we approached them and they Tanuki'd. So yeah, we just pressed down.
Right. And you don't mind having the wall group even if they like pincer you here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
right? Because
totally.
You can either jump and fight or you can just say, screw it, I'll trade. And after the trade, they can play something like this, but it's still not Sente. You can like push one time and Tanuki.
Yeah.
There's not really an attack yet.
Okay.
You're too far out.
Right.
So that one's just an easy dodge. If you're a homicidal maniac like I am when I'm playing white, I play the Taisha. I play the Taisha 10 days a week.
Yep.
Mostly because my opponents don't know actually any of the variations to deal with this. And if you ever come up across the 3-3, right?
Yep.
This is the one where AI will give a better opening score to black. This is sort of like the direct refutative opening to this opening as white.
Yep.
The mainline variations are A and B.
Interesting.
B is very simple. If the opponent comes out like this, you're just going to play Knight's move and then jump.
Yep. Kind of just like an elephant's eye. Because that's what it is.
Yep. And then you can play like this. They can defend. You can defend. Everyone's happy.
Yep, that's clean. Okay.
All right. Get you out of danger for the most part.
Yep.
A typically requires understanding this Joseki is not just miserable and you're just not dead for no reason. In this case, you are going to be pushing along the second line a lot. And at some point, black is going to ignore it to play something here or something here to live. When that happens, you are ignoring it. I should convince the block can save it, in which case block first and then go here.
Yeah.
But either way, you need to get the Hane. If at some point they stop, following along and you have enough liberties. The idea is you want to play like this and start the semi-eye with the corner. I'll leave it as your homework to figure out how many stones in a row you need and how many liberties you need to win this fight.
Ooh, I like that. That's gonna be a tough one. I like it though.
Right? So it all basically comes down to does white need B8 or not?
Yep.
And once you can figure out this this life and death cleanly, then you'll be able to have a good assessment of the result. It's even slightly favorable for black.
Okay.
But that slightly favorable doesn't really mean much because black still has to know how to use the C10. Your opponents don't know jack diddly shit, so you have an advantage there.
Yeah. It is true. Influence is tougher to use. So, okay.
So that's the sort of easy idea. Sometimes there's a simplified version where you play Atari first and go here. And then this one typically requires a ladder, though.
Yeah.
Or the ability to extend and play this. And black can, of course, live with one exchange and then Tanuki or just Tanuki outright. But that's the overall gist of this sort of shape, for the most part.
Okay.
But it's important to know these because a lot of times your opponents are going to see this and they're going to be like, well, I don't want my opponent to enclose. He played this weird move. I want to approach it.
Right.
See what happens.
Yep.
But for the opponents that do play principled and play their own game, you have the option to get the dragon enclosure or do a checking probe A and see what they do. And A is happens to be really good as a refutation for this one.
Oh, yeah, because you've already got the stone where you want it.
Yes, because then you get to play here, or you can also play you can also jump back before they get a chance to respond in the corner.
Yep. I foresee myself losing a lot of games while learning to play a little differently, but that is a good thing. So
yeah,
cool.
If you are in contact with Go Dave,
yep,
reach out to him about it. He's got several games he's played in tournaments against German high don, mid don level players with the dragon enclosure as both black and white. I think.
Cool.
He's another dragon aficionado ever since I showed it to him in 2019.
Okay. Cool.
So he's well versed in the art of the dragon. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think this is a good
right.
good stopping point. Thanks for the help. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll talk to you later.